What's up? What's up? It's Abraham Doka here.
It's America's Bramurio Gonzalez.
Man, we out here on this hot Sunday evening. But we got to make this episode for you guys. You guys been supporting us. Shout out to the love. Shout out to the support.
Thank you to our one patron.
Shout out. Shout out.
Holy crap. I don't even know if we're supposed to read names out.
Yeah, let's do it.
That was the idea.
Let's give the name shout out.
Okay, Angela Davis.
Yeah, Angela Davis, the homie.
Yes, that probably gonna put a list.
Yeah, let's yeah, we gotta highlight you. You're special. Yeah. Shout out to Angela Davis. Yeah. Please check out Patreon. Link in the bio. We got what we have. Tell the people what we have on Patreon.
So we just dropped an exclusive episode where we talk about polyamory and open relationships and my personal experiences with them. And basically we want to release these exclusive episodes that are more personal and include more stuff that are explicit for lack of a better word.
We dive deep. We don't hold anything back.
Yeah, and it only costs $1 a month, or you could pay $5 a month to support us more and join the Black Heart Club.
I like that. We got to keep that in. Black Heart. Was it Black Heart or Black Heart?
Black Heart. Did I say Black Heart?
You said Black Heart, but you know what? You're gonna be Black something.
I said Black Heart.
You said Black Heart. You know what? There's a confusion happening here. Right. But you know what? You're gonna be a Black Heart member. $5 a month. Get more explicit content, and you can also tell us what topics you want more often, and you call in. We just highlight you even more.
Yeah. So today's topics we posted on Instagram, asking for people's input and questions and stuff, and we got a few submissions.
We got a good amount of submissions. I'm really excited about today's episode, man.
I'm not.
He's tired. He's never excited about much, but we just have a lot of things. We may not even have enough time to dive deep into all of the topics we have. But is there anything you wanna highlight? First, shout out to everybody who actually answered the Instagram question. The Emotional Intelligence Podcast on Instagram. You can check that out. Follow that. And also, before anything, subscribe, hit the bell below so you can get notified about all the episodes.
What you know about the bell?
I'm telling you about the bell, man. The bell icon, so you get notified whenever we drop an episode. Okay. So, is there a topic you saw that you're interested in starting off with?
Bro, I didn't even look at it.
You're
the promo guy. I just edit videos.
Toxic masculinity was the first one we saw. I think you mentioned that earlier.
Yes.
Let's touch on that.
Yeah.
Shout out to. Should we tell to who actually?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Let's
no?
not. Yeah.
Okay.
But shout out to the person who asked us to talk about this toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity. Does it exist?
Yes.
Okay.
I think toxic masculinity is under the umbrella of patriarchy, and because there's patriarchy, there's toxic masculinity. They go one in hand. We could show examples.
That's a good point.
We could show an example of toxic masculinity. Let's talk about recent. Let's talk about pop culture. So, Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B dropped a video for WAP. I don't want to tell the acronym for that, but WAP. You guys know what it is. If you've listened to the music video, go listen to it. A lot of the reaction to that was toxic masculinity. A lot of men coming out like, well, you're going to have your daughters listen to music like this? Oh, these women are a disgrace. They should know how to, dance better. And all that twerking thing is so disgusting. I'm over that. Are you serious right now? We're gonna police what women want to do and what they want to do with their body and how they want to say it. You know what men love? They love.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go crazy.
I think I know where you're going with this. What you're about to say, and I probably agree. It's sort of this idea of exploiting women who sexualize themselves and sexualizing those women who they're not related to, but then also shaming them at the same time. So it's there's this industry, this entertainment industry, is totally based on the sexualization of women.
Right.
But those same patrons, those same supporters of that sexualization are the same people shaming them for it. And it doesn't make any sense.
Because if they had a chance, they would sleep with all the women they're shaming.
Yeah, pretty much.
Without a given chance, they would. But because they're sexualizing, they're liberating themselves in a way that makes the men feel so uncomfortable. They're like, oh, whoa. I like the sexualness, but I don't like it how you're doing it. Like I want to control how sexual you want to be.
Yeah,
It's that idea of control, and that's toxic
that's pretty toxic.
masculinity, and it's shaming, and it's 2020.
I do feel like there are forms. I feel like there are people out there who believe that all masculinity is toxic.
There's some probably.
I've known a few who just like definitively hate men, and label themselves a misandrist, which is
Ooh.
like a misogynist but for men. And those kinds of people confuse me for several reasons, because it's like you hate this subset, or not subset, this set of people, which is like half of the world, right? Okay, because of your traumatic experiences with like male figures in your life. But then it sort of complicates things when you include sort of non-binary genders and trans men, and like where does masculinity even, where do you draw the line between masculinity and femininity and manhood and like gender representation? And for me, all of that gets like really convoluted. So when I hear sort of certain things being described as toxic masculinity, it confuses me.
Yeah, you made a great point. Again, it's for me, it's case by case basis, and I think the idea of masculinity or what is masculine and what is toxic masculinity varies by whoever you ask. Honestly, I've seen people like that on Twitter, but I've never encountered people like, yo, I hate all men, like actually, and say it like within like their soul. I see people make like jokes on Twitter. I don't really care if it don't apply. I don't reply.
I feel like a lot of people, if not everyone on Twitter, hates men.
Yeah.
And they have their
Yeah,
reasons.
they have the
I
reasons.
won't disagree with your feelings.
Like if it don't apply, you don't reply. Like you keep it pushing. That's my mindset. If I don't, if it's not Abraham
That's-
Doki,
Yeah.
if it's not Abraham Doki, I have nothing. I don't
Definitely, and that goes for a lot of people, a lot of men, a lot of majority people, like white people, men. The majority.
Yeah.
Those people who are kind of put in a position to listen to minorities about the flaws that their people do.
Right.
And they're like, and if you take offense to that, to being
Called out.
quote unquote called out when you're not really the one being personally called out,
Right.
then you're probably a part of the problem,
Right.
And yeah,
You
you're
preaching,
probably toxic,
bro.
You
Man.
have to look inwards. It sucks. You have to look at your own flaws. I hate doing that.
Self-evaluation.
I like to think I'm flawless.
Okay. Okay. Keep going. We're going somewhere with this, right?
But it's like, it's the same people who get called out for stuff by their partners or their friends,
family, sometimes
anyone, and they take offense that you took offense to what they said, so they get mad. They get offended at you, mad and offended at you for being offended at what they said.
That was a deep breath I just took. Sorry, but no, I totally agree, because there's people. There will be women who go on social media, men who go on social media like, yo, men are trash, who shame, body shame women, right? If you body shame women, you trash. If you advocate, or if you're not checking your rapist cousin or your friend, you're trash. If you're not checking your rapist family member, you're trash, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll make that statement.
Okay.
And there'll be men under the comments, but like, well, not all men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, really?
It's weird.
It's weird. Like, did you really take offense for somebody's advocating for people being held accountable for being disgusting pieces, like being horrible people?
Yeah.
That makes you offensive? You're like, well, like, but not all men do that. But they never said all men. They said these sets of men who do it. And if you have an issue with that, you better check yourself. You got to check yourself. That's an example of toxic masculinity. Like feeling the need to silence somebody for voicing themselves. It's that idea of, oh, I'm the man in this situation, right? And I'm gonna silence you because I don't agree with what you're saying. It's probably wrong. I know, right?
I feel like we for the last decade, or at least the past 5 years, we've been talking so much about toxic masculinity as a nation, but it's not very common to hear about like sort of positive expressions of masculinity.
Right.
And I think that there are, like having a father, in your
Yeah.
life, having or not even like a biological one, but like a father
Father figure,
figure, a male.
a masculine figure.
And I feel like in a lot of dynamics, family dynamics, it's actually like single parent households where people are looking down on, like, I don't need that man, I'm independent. And like, yeah, but like also some people, it's important to have sort of that paternal figure in your life, to a healthy degree.
Yeah.
But I feel like we spend so much time villainizing masculinity as a whole that any sort of representation of it is looked down upon.
I mean, personally speaking, time to get vulnerable. I don't have a father in my life, but I had a stepfather in my life. And even though he was great, I know growing up, I still wanted a masculine figure in my life. So I would attach fatherhood to gym teachers, to teachers, to, people I know who are older than me. I would attach fatherness and masculinity into them because they have this masculine presence that I wanted in my life, right? Women can be masculine.
Yeah.
So that's a good adage. Having a masculine figure in your life, I do think it does help seeing a positive masculine figure in your life. Even if it's a guy, if it's a woman, if it's somebody who's non-binary, having that masculine energy is important, especially as men growing up, to see it in a positive way. Because I think a lot of men who grow up to have these toxic traits, because they don't have a good or important masculine figure in their life telling them, yo, like, this is how you go about it. I think
Yeah.
that's important.
And I think that they perceive that because they lack that sort of mentorship or whatever, they perceive masculinity to be violence and all the toxic traits, and none of the caretaker or whatever traits of an actual father.
Yeah, and like what we're saying, even if you had a single mother who did a great job, because there's a lot of single mothers who do an amazing job. Shout out to all of them, and they can have that masculine energy and feminine energy, and teach their kid right from wrong. It's still hella tough. It's still like that's a big, big like burden to have, and I feel like how can I say this?
It's a sensitive subject.
It is a very sensitive subject, but I think especially in America, we have this idea of uplifting individualism so much. So like the struggle of it, like like I had like a single mom and like she paid all the bills and she struggled and like she's my hero for that. You could put a hero to that, but also like we should do more to support single mothers, and we should it's tough that it's not fair for her because she probably gave up her dreams or aspirations just because of circumstances that were out of her control. So like yes, we should hero these women who do that. I know this is a quick switch. We should hero these women who do that, but at the same time, it's just like damn, like it sucks like so many great women have to struggle so much.
I've like on that topic, like I forgot where I read this. It's probably a post or something about sort of the way that the glorification of black women struggling.
Yeah.
Instead, they're rarely put in sort of a scene or a position of like delicacy. They're mostly in rags. They're mostly like struggling.
You have to go through the struggle
to strive.
Yeah, and it's so heartbreaking to see, especially the strong black women approach your narrative.
Yeah,
it's BS.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting to hear. Oh, you have to be a strong black woman. No, you don't. You don't. First, what is a strong black woman? Like, if you cry, are you not a strong?
I feel like a strong black woman is someone. This isn't my opinion. It's like the perception of a strong black woman is someone who is independent and doesn't need a man and is raising like 50 kids on her own and has a job, has like 5 jobs and is struggling constantly. And that's what makes them strong, is because they have an attitude. They also are perceived to have an attitude. They have like
it's BS. It's so BS. It's so much BS, and I can guarantee you, whoever came up with that narrative was either a white man or just a man.
I think it's the media. It's the media, which is controlled by white men.
You're completely right. It's the media
and Tyler Perry.
Oof. Let's talk about Tyler Perry, like pushing the idea of a strong black woman who have
Oh
to
man, we
struggle.
should make that a bonus episode where you just
Yeah,
talk about
oh my
Tyler.
Patreon. Let's talk about like these entertaining and the media pushing this narrative of this is what a strong black woman looks like.
Yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
no. That's not how it is. And I think it is, and it sucks because it's ingrained. I remember I was watching a documentary in school, and it was talking about like natural hair or like hair, and I don't remember the name of the documentary itself, but it's talking about like how a lot of black women who love their hair go through so much struggle with their hair because of media and the idea of straight long hair or straightening your hair is more desirable throughout society.
Yeah.
And that's the media playing games and controlling us. High key. Like again, this idea of what a strong black woman looks like, how she should act, and like who she is, that narrative is BS. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to go through like the rags and riches to be a
And
strong black woman.
and we
That's BS.
shouldn't put like people like Tyler Perry who is black. I don't know if he's gay. I don't think he's gay. I don't know.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is like we shouldn't just say that it's just white media, white men.
Yeah,
It's black men too.
Yeah, black men.
Black rappers. Like
we could,
and that's a whole.
And the thing right now, what I love about what we're talking about, because this is all within toxic masculinity, because toxic masculinity is pushing this narrative of what a strong black woman is and what a black woman should be. And we're talking about black rappers, right? Black rappers would like this idea of a baby mama, right? They always talking trash about their baby mamas, or they're attacking their quote unquote like baby mamas over the social media, and then like it creates this idea in young men's heads like, oh, I could do that, like I could make a baby, I don't have to stay with the woman. Like it's a media thing.
Yeah.
Like it's a media attack, and
these are the biggest guys getting signed. They're getting signed to these major record labels that are run by Hollywood, run by white people who want to keep this narrative going of basically unfathered homes and broken homes, basically.
Yeah, and also like the crazy statistic about that a lot of black men do take care of their kids. But a lot of black men actually take care of kids that they're not even theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this idea that black men don't take care of their kids, that's nonsense. There's a lot of black men that take care of their kids. But like I said, it's a media attack. It's a media idea that, oh, black men are not in the household. This is why there's so many single black women, single black households, and this is why, your kid less likely to be successful. No.
Yeah.
Okay, like let's really talk about it. Policing and the redlining and how our government has really pushed black and brown bodies into food deserts and created environments of depression and anxiety, which creates crime, kill a lot of black men.
Yes,
that's what's happening. So, and the black men that are around, they are really responsible and take care of their kids and love their women and love their kids.
Yeah, but like that's scary to the government.
Oh yeah.
So we don't really get to hear about that a lot.
You don't hear about all the black men like taking care of their kids and loving their kids. Like we don't talk about like the great male athletes, LeBron James, Bradley Beal,
Dwayne Wade,
period.
Dwayne Wade,
amazing father.
We don't even really have to go into.
Let's not even go into that.
You could Google it.
But we don't. When we talk about black men and black fatherhood, we don't talk about Dwayne Wade, LeBron James. We may do that in our friend group. We may do that. The media. Do you think the media is going to talk about how great of a father Dwayne Wade is, and how great of a father LeBron James is, and how much they love their black women, and uplift them and love their black kids and love their black household? No, the idea of patriarchy and toxic masculinity is connected with white supremacy, and yeah, it's like a soup. They all mix together. Like you can't have one without the other. White supremacy, patriarchy, toxic masculinity. They all hand in hand, and they dance together with the media to create a narrative. And it's not. We're not saying there's like bad fathers out there. There are, but I would say there's more great fathers or fathers willing to take care of theirs. But we do live in a community and society that doesn't let us, live up to our full potential because we're dying so young. Because
Mm.
we're being policed at a crazy amount, or the government's actually not creating community programs like this. Like if people want to talk about black and white crime, we talked about this before. BS, crime is in proximity. Like it's just that simple. Like there's white and white crime, there's Asian crime, but people want to talk about that. But my point was, crime happens, and a lot of us don't even get an opportunity to grow up to see 25 and be a father. And yeah, that's that. I guess yeah, that was deep. We hit on a lot of points, but
That's a lot.
that was a lot. But if you want us to dive deeper into any of these topics, or if you have anything you may disagree with, agree with, comment below or share. You want to move on to the next topic, or you want to dive into anything we just said?
I was gonna say something, but I forgot. It might come up in my head, but I
But
don't
was it
know.
with Dwayne Wade,
Nah, it's
fatherhood,
like
media?
before that,
Before that,
but it doesn't
black
matter right
women,
now.
how amazing they are. We love you. We're keeping that. So somebody talking about vulnerability. One of my homies. We could talk about vulnerability a little bit right now. You want to do that?
Okay, what about it? Um,
Well, this person, she struggles being vulnerable, and I can relate because I don't think I'm the most vulnerable person because that's hard and it's scary to be vulnerable to somebody. I'm not even talking about in a relationship sense, but open up to somebody can be tough, especially if you don't even know they're gonna be there. You know, I
yeah.
feel like in my experience, people come and go, and because they come and go, like I'm really gonna open up to you and tell you like my deepest darkest secrets or this traumatic event when I don't know if you're gonna stick around. So I think her idea of this conversation, she wanted to frame is how can we be more vulnerable and how does that look like opening up or taking a chance to be vulnerable to people.
Okay. I feel like for me, like I grew up doing spoken word,
Right.
and so I've always been vulnerable on stage. I've always like been emotional and like
Mm-hmm.
outspoken. So I just that carried on through my relationships and my friendships and stuff and my interaction with people. I'll just come out and just say shit that I probably shouldn't say, um, because I exposing too much of my, which is weird. I've never understood this sort of exposing yourself too much to someone, sort of like your innermost thoughts or whatever. Because I just do that regularly through my art,
Right.
and my art is public, so I just say it casually in conversations, and I think people find that really like scary
Mm-hmm.
and attractive.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Um,
like I think that makes people want to gravitate towards you even more because like oh my god he's so vulnerable. He's telling like he's telling himself on stage.
yeah, and that's how you get ladies.
Boom, you hear that? That's how he does it.
Yeah,
I think for
I'm
me the
kidding.
weird thing is I can know you for 2 years and not be vulnerable, but I can know you for a month and be more vulnerable. I think it's the energy that someone gives you. I feel like if someone gives you the space to be vulnerable, you're more likely to be vulnerable, right? Like you creating that openness, creating that space. Like, hey, you can tell me anything. I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna actually listen. Not, oh yeah, I hear you. Yeah, sure. Oh man, that's crazy. No, like I'm actually gonna listen to you. I'm here for you. You can cry next to me. I'm here for you. So creating that space of vulnerability and just
I
feeling
think,
safe.
yeah, I think it's all about the way people respond to you,
Mm-hmm.
especially before you even start opening up. Like if you start telling them like basic stuff about your day,
Mm-hmm.
and they just seem disinterested, then it's very much unlikely that you will open up to them
Right.
about more serious things. So it's definitely like you don't have to be vulnerable with everyone,
You don't.
like, but once you find a person that you can be vulnerable with, it should be easy. or like someone you want to.
Yeah, it's that one. It's that, oh, whoa, they actually care. Like, they're asking about, what did I eat? How's my day? How's my family?
Yeah,
Like, if
because not everyone deserves your time.
boom,
Not everyone deserves uh
your space, nobody, your energy.
like yeah. I
A
mean,
lot of people don't care. They just either want one thing or they're just bored.
like me, I'm a performer. I'm always performing. I'm performing right now. I perform when I talk to people.
Speak on it.
Um, I like to act. like I combine sort of I get so lost in my personality versus me saying things to be impressive
Mm,
that I just don't know anymore. So basically I will like okay,
speak on it.
say someone is interested in poetry, then
Right.
I'll talk about that exclusively or
Right.
like more. I'd be like, oh, I wrote 3 books, check them out. Don't, they suck. But I wrote three
Check them
books.
out.
I published them. They're kind of cool, I guess. Um, or if they're interested in some other stuff, then I'll focus on that. So I'm kind of telling the truth, but I'm also like, you know,
Creating a facade of
yeah, at the
yourselves
same
to
time,
impress them.
pretty much.
Yeah. But I feel like you do it in more of like artistic, like conscious way, right? Like, I always say, like, when you meet somebody, you want to impress them as much as possible. Like, oh, I'm this is what I do. Oh, that's what you're interested in. Oh, let's have a whole conversation. That's common. That's just not a like artistic or mere thing. I feel like people do that. Let me impress this person as much as possible. But the thing is, yeah, I'm impressing you. I'm impressing you. I'm impressing you. But do I actually care about what you're saying?
Mm.
Like, yeah, I want to impress you. But I actually care about you? Do I care about how you're doing? Do I care about your mental health? Have I ever asked how your mental health is doing? Do I care about how your family's doing? Do I care about, am I asking the important questions? Or do I just want to make me look like I'm the most attractive potential match for you? Okay, we have to find a difference in that. And it can be tough because people can be fake and people wear masks and they move real well when they want something. But find out someone who actually doesn't want anything. They're just trying to get to know you.
Yeah,
If they're really genuine,
I agree.
open up. Yeah, like if they're open and they want to open up to you and they're consistent. Oof, consistency is key. That was like,
damn, that seemed targeted at me.
Emir.
I'm consistent with people I like.
Not me. But but like being, if you're consistent and they're being genuine, open up. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's a risk, but guess what? Friendships are risk. Relationships are risk. If you find it in yourself that the person you're talking to or interacting is worth that risk, you take it. You take it 100 times out of 100. Rather know than never know. And life is the best teacher, so you're gonna learn something. You're gonna gain experience. But if you determine that that person is worth that risk of you opening it up, do it. Do it.
And you don't really have to like find someone to be in a relationship
Yeah,
with
it could be a
to
friend.
be vulnerable to them. Like it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship.
It doesn't.
It could be platonic. So I wouldn't stress or spend so much time looking for the right person to be openly, whatever, emotional or whatever you're trying to get off your chest. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I just did that because I was speaking to somebody who I know is going to listen to this pod. So I was like speaking to you, you know who you are. But like he said, it could be really platonic. It could be maybe that family member, who's always there for you, but you never had a time to really open up to. That's a healthy thing to do. So, take a chance on it. You never know what you're going to get, like a box of chocolate. If you know that, know that quote, you know that phrase, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get.
butchered it.
Yeah. I kind of butchered it, but if you know it, please comment below. If you know the phrase, share, comment that. You know what I'm doing. Let's actually look through more responses. My memory is so bad.
I told you.
Okay, so somebody said emotional accountability versus emotional responsibility. Whew,
I don't know.
That's
What do those even
I think
mean?
Let's break it down. Let's try to break it down. There's no definition. We're freelancing this. Emotional accountability. I think emotional accountability is just accountability.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah. It could be interpreted as taking accountability for your emotions because you tell me this a lot. It's you can't control your emotions, Emir. It's just emotions.
I
But
don't sound like that.
all right, but
But continue.
but like sometimes, some people just be acting a little crazy.
People act a little crazy, but you have to not, you know, go down to their level. It's because it never works out. If someone's emotionally out of control and you act emotionally out of control, it's never gonna work out. Then you guys just gonna either be petty, or you're just gonna prolong something that should have ended a month ago.
I feel like we talked about this last time. It's like where does the mental health end and the actual consciousness of being a crappy person begin? You know? It's
Oh,
like
like you break. Come on,
like
dive deep
like
into
if
that.
Kanye is having a mental bipolar breakdown, as he does every month.
Right.
When like people treat that as if he's purposefully doing that, but we should understand that he's kind of just mentally unstable.
That is that understanding. People just don't like that understanding.
I
Also,
don't think people don't. I think people just don't like him. And
we're talking about somebody in specific.
Kanye,
Kanye. Wait, I think this is the thing with Kanye. Okay, so since you bring it up, Kanye is known to have bipolar,
yeah,
right? And he has his manic episodes. The thing with let's do this comparison. Zelia Banks and Kanye,
oh yeah, okay.
both are diagnosed with somebody's calling me. I don't know why they're calling me. Who is this person? 917-995.
We're not.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
We'll cut that out. It's a Sunday at 6. But we're talking about Kanye, right? We're talking about Kanye. We're talking about Zillia Banks. Both has been diagnosed with bipolarism, right? And they have their manic episodes. It's that it's tough because both have done things that will rub a lot of people the wrong way. Kanye's slavery comment, him actually working with like Republicans. It's been confirmed he's working with Republicans to try to get like the black vote. Azalea Banks, all her antics attacking people, right? It's that okay, they're bipolar, but I am a firm believer you cannot weaponize your mental health, right? We talked about this, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You can go through your manic episodes, but there's levels to it. There are levels to it, and if we're saying like a manic episode, maybe what a monthly, even a weekly thing, depending the severity of it. If it's like consistent actions over and over, that's like okay, this is not a manic episode. This is just who you are as a person. It's tough. Like if you having a manic episode, but people who know you, like okay, you're having this mental health episode, but outside of this, you're like a great person all the effing time. And it's tough. That's such a tough thing to talk about.
You know what's funny about that?
But
About Kanye's sort of bipolar episodes is that it he he's only it's implied that he's only a Trump supporter because he's mentally unstable.
yeah, that's excuse. That's again weaponizing mental health.
So no, you have to be mentally unstable to be a Trump supporter.
Boom.
That's
Mic drop. Just
hey,
drop the mic.
hey,
Yeah, no, the thing is, the crazy thing about Kanye, because I mean Kanye's either he's a man and he's a bigger figure than Zillia Banks and gets more support. People weaponize his mental health to like shut other people down who are like, yo, Kanye's wilding. Like, well, he has mental health issues, so like, at what point is it okay? Let's get him help. Like, I'm a psych major. I understand the importance of mental health and finding help and getting therapy. Kanye has access to all of that and more. I'm not saying he doesn't have it. I don't know what he's doing with his personal life, but we all know he has bipolar, right? At what point is it? Oh, he's just bipolar. Is it's just like, yo, this is who he is outside of that bipolarism? Like, it's just he's a man. Like he's really egotistic, like most celebrities are.
mm,
It's that just his
yeah,
character.
yeah.
Like, at what point if it's just not mental health? Because I know people with mental health issues, like who are like F Kanye, who have manic episodes weekly, monthly, who like we hate Kanye because Kanye weaponizes his mental health for being a shitty person. Like I speak to those people like I say almost every day, and they're like, like f Kanye, because I go through what Kanye's doing, but I'm not Kanye because, and I don't act like Kanye. Like yeah, maybe if I had a stage, people would still talk, but I don't do what Kanye does because I try to treat myself and try to put myself in the best situation so I cannot be harmful to others and harm others with my platform, right? So it's that idea of okay, this is what I have. Am I treating myself? Do I understand it? What course of actions am I going to do to try to help myself? Or am I weaponizing it to make it seem like I'm more of a victim than I actually am? Okay, so that can be emotional like accountability, like just even being accountable for things that you know is going wrong with you mentally,
Yeah.
and you holding yourself accountable, right? Accountable responsibility can actually going through with it. Like okay, I'm holding myself accountable. Like for me, I'm not vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
Hold myself accountable. Okay, I'm not vulnerable, Abraham. You're not vulnerable. You have to learn how to open up. Responsibility is like, okay, I'm actually going forward with that action. Like I'm going through with what I said. Holding yourself accountable is great, but if you're not responsible for what you're saying emotionally, so what's the point? Is that it's the action steps you take after holding yourself accountable. That's how I see things.
That makes sense.
Man, I think we just broke down some shit we didn't even know. Like we did. We like. I saw that we both were like a little stuck with accountability, emotional accountability versus emotional responsibility. But I would say being emotional responsible is taking the action steps to do that. Right. Like let's do an example. Someone who has a hot temper. You know, change. Like I have a hot temper. Emotionally, I'm gonna hold myself accountable to my hot temper. And it's like okay, I have a hot temper. I let certain things, these things flick me off. Right. Now it's my responsibility not to have that happen because I understand it happens. What action steps would I go to? Go to some therapy. Maybe talk to, communicate more with, whoever is that one person who, gets me so fired up and understand why. Heal from the traumatic, events that's, burning inside me that makes me want to be violent. Those are some people need to heal. People like healing is a thing. There's a video this young black man talking about fatherhood, and it's like your fatherhood changes you. Like
Mm.
it really changes you. It makes you find out things inside that you don't even know you have. But to be a great father and great man, you have to heal from that because you will never be great or reach your fullest potential if you don't heal for what you're dealing with inside. So having that healing process and healing can be an action step.
Mm. So basically, what you're saying is we need to have kids. To
Yeah, yeah. Let's make more babies, people. Let's make some
uh,
babies. But yeah, I think that's yeah.
no, that's a good point.
That's a quick
Yeah.
segment. I feel. But
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like it's responsibility. To take responsibility, make the actions, accountability. Look within yourself. Do some self reflection. Do you think we have what's the time?
38 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I think we have time for one more.
Yeah.
One more. One more.
I'm sleepy. I'm not gonna hold you.
I can see.
Kind of exhausted.
Oh,
It's been a long weekend.
yeah. Do you want to just do this episode? One.
Hmm?
One episode.
No, let's do it.
Okay, so last one for the pod, guys. Last one: emotional immaturity versus emotional maturity. You want to take this one? I take it.
I don't really understand what it is. I assume I don't know because there's people who just age
Yeah,
physically but never mature, mentally.
yeah.
So is that what that means?
Maybe this is how I would took it. I always use personal examples from my life, right? And I saw like a weird TikTok. It's so annoying, but a girl she sent like Disney princesses to her boyfriend, and she was like, "Oh, which is the most beautiful princess in here?" Then he was like, "Oh, Cinderella or Bella." Then the girl was like, "Wow, okay." Then he was like, "Wait, babe, no." She was like, "Well, I can see you're attracted to other like people." And like, "No, you're my princess." Like, "No, I'm not gonna text you. Forget you."
That's not
That's
shit I would do.
toxic. That's emotional immaturity. And I've dated somebody who's emotional immature. Like it's like of course like to be emotionally immature, you have to be really insecure at the same time. I feel Like it's one and the same, pods and peas. Also, like when we talk
But
about this,
how do you balance insecurity and jealousy and justify? Do you think there's justified jealousy? Like
of course, if
so
your partner is like being a flirt and cheating around, that's
yeah,
justified.
yeah,
Like I can say this: if you've been cheated on before and you're a little insecure into your next relationship, that's fine.
okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Like yes, of course, it's justified. But if
Define a little insecure. Like
okay,
if I'm paranoid and I don't trust you, that's a
paranoid is a
lot.
powerful word.
That's a lot,
That's a
right?
lot. Yeah.
What's a little? You know, what's a,
Um,
I don't like you
I'm a
going out at this
yeah,
time.
I'm a little uneasy that you're going out to this party. Like I'm not gonna stop you, but like I won't feel like nice about it. Like that you're going out to this party.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that's like fair. Like because my ex did this stuff. My point is right. If it's the beginning of the relationship, right, and you're like that, I understand. You got cheated on before, things happen, right? But now the emotional immaturity happens when your partner has proven to you over an extended amount of time they're not like that.
Mm,
They don't even talk to people. You're like the main person to talk to. They hang out with your friends. You know the friends. You know their routine, and you're still like on them about it.
yeah.
Like, oh, you're not texting me. Oh, you must be texting her. Oh, you're out. You're out there. Oh, you must be sleeping with him. It's that shaming, trying to guilt trip them, like control, manipulation. That's emotional immaturity because you're not at the point that you understand that your partner has done everything they've done to prove that I'm good. I'm not doing this to you. But in your head, like, oh no, I don't believe you. That's emotional immaturity. You have to mature to the fact that your partner is doing what they have to do to like prove a fact. Um, you have an example of emotional immaturity.
No.
Mm.
Um not really. Not exactly. At least not one that's too different from what you've already been saying.
Yeah, I mean, if you have an example of emotional immaturity, please comment below.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think when we talk about emotional maturity, right, and this gets tied back to one somebody also commenting communication, right? Emotional maturity is identifying. For me, I identified in my previous relationship, like, oh, we have to improve our communication. We're not communicating enough. So we sat down in the library and like this is how we're gonna communicate going forward. Okay, like if I'm going somewhere, I'm gonna let you know. If I'm doing something like I'm doing for a few hours, I'm gonna let you know. Um, I'm gonna take time to, if I have an issue with something you're doing or saying or how you're approaching some, this is how we're gonna communicate about it. If we're gonna do like a check-in at a library or a cafe, let's do it. It's identifying a weakness and trying to improve on it. Emotional maturity is awareness. It's having a full awareness of your emotions. Like
You
those.
said awareness?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
awareness.
okay.
What, did I say something funny? Did I
Uh,
pronounce it say?
you
Well,
just your accent. I,
sorry, my
yeah.
accent is weird. Yeah, if I've been saying some things y'all don't understand, please comment below. Like, yo, Abe, what are you doing? But like, it's having that awareness within yourself. Like, it's emotional intelligence. It's
Yeah.
all emotional intelligence. You have to be emotional intelligence. You have to be emotionally mature, right? It's having that awareness. Like, oh, something is wrong. Also, you have to be You have to be emotionally responsible at the same time. Oh,
Makes
something's
sense.
wrong. Let me identify it. I'm gonna be aware of it. Let me make the action steps for it to happen and flourish. That's being emotionally mature. Man, it's tough, man. Because so many people are emotionally immature.
I feel like I just like I understand sort of what I should be doing, but
Right,
then
doing it.
doing it is just hard. And being emotionally responsible is kind of hard because you get hurt, and
Yeah.
then it's like what's the point of trying to be mature or responsible when the person that you trusted hurt you, um, and like you don't. It just doesn't feel meaningful to hold on to your integrity.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was powerful. Hold on to integrity. You certain people, even they get out of a toxic relationship. Like a lot of guys, like yo, I got cheated on. I'm about to wild out. Girl, oh, I got cheated on. I'm gonna do what I want to do, right? I attack in two ways, right? I'm not doing it for my partner. I'm doing it for myself because I love myself more than I love my partner, and I want to hold myself to a higher standard just as a person, right? Because you did something low down, I'm not gonna react in a low down type of way. I'm gonna be above it. Yeah, I'm gonna cry. It's gonna hurt, but how I'm gonna have a certain amount of integrity and morals that you know what. I know myself. I love myself. I'm not gonna even let that take me down, tear me down, right? And what was your another point you said?
Bruh, I don't even remember.
You say the partner cheated on you and turning your integrity, and you said
Yeah,
something else
it's
after that.
like,
Like why even care anymore?
why even care?
You know what? That okay. You said why even care?
Yes.
My point. The second one, why even care? Because the next person you're gonna be with, they're not your last. So they should have a clean slate. It's hard. It is hard to say that. It's easier said than done. But giving the next person a clean slate, you're like, you know what, this is a fresh new journey. I'm not gonna let my past dictate me. I'm not gonna let what happened in my last relationship dictate what I would have to do. That's emotional maturity. Is just understand, like, you know what, I'm gonna give you a clean slate. I'm gonna have this integrity and this morals that I, you know, really, really been pushing for years and we're years into this next relationship, so I won't be tied down from my previous one. Because too many people let their exes dictate their future. Like it's over. They're ex for a reason. Also, heal from your ex before you go to the next relationship, please. Get over your ex. Please get over your ex before you go into the next relationship. Heal.
We're
No.
at 46 minutes, but we could talk about that. I could talk about it.
Listen, I'm gonna say this point, and we're gonna let Emir rant. Please heal from your ex before you come to me. Even anybody. I don't want to deal with your ex baggage. Like in the sense that I don't want the fact that okay, if he hurts you, we can. That's a healing factor, right? But I don't want to just you. Let me text him or like let me go back and talk to him for closure. No, bro, we're not doing that. I'm gonna keep pictures and videos just for memories. No, bro, we're not doing that. We're gonna help you heal. I'm gonna help you heal for that, so we can be a better us in the future.
That just seems like a lot of baggage for you.
That's still a lot of baggage. That actually, that's completely right. I should not be doing that whatsoever. You should do that before you step to my door. But I feel like the old Abraham Doki was speaking, the person who was willing to like take people baggage and heal and help them. But you're 110% correct. Please deal with that. Go to therapy. Talk to your friends. Get a closure before you step to me because I'm not dealing with no baggage that I did not create. I'm going to plane really light. No baggage. We'll talk about that. Talk about that ex. You want to rant? You want to rant? Do rant.
I'm too tired.
Oh my god.
I said we go save it for another episode, maybe Patreon.
No, bro.
No.
Next Patreon's gonna be my episode. You had a Patreon episode. We switches.
What you mean? It was our episode.
Yeah, it was more Amir episode. We do an Abraham episode. Amir, Abraham, Amir.
All right. Well, we do exclusive episodes on our Patreon.
You know the vibes.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. He's
I'm
tired.
trying to go to bed.
I don't think we're doing another episode today. We're not. But you know what I'm gonna say? Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. I really love this episode. If you love the episode, please comment below. You know, your thoughts or even your own definition about emotional responsibility, immaturity, accountability, maturity,
Some shit.
all of that.
Yeah.
All talk about why Amir looks so tired, how you felt the vibe this episode was, things we can improve on, and follow us at the Emotional Intelligence Podcast on Instagram.
Yes.
You
Links
will
in
love
our
it there.
bio.
Links, everything in our bio. Links down below.
Yep.
Patreon link down below. $5 for exclusive great content. $1 for even greater, still great content.
Yes.
And you know we always giving you great content. So
actually, as soon as we get 5 patrons, we're gonna start doing merch.
ooh, merch. You're not ready for our merch.
You're not.
Yeah, y'all not ready for this
You're
merch,
not.
man.
This right here, this is custom made merch by Marissa Wisdom.
Oh, okay,
It's
Marissa.
it's a You Ain't Black shirt by Joe or
Joe Biden. Oh Lord, I need that one. I need that one of those shirts, man.
Yeah, it's a good shirt.
Shout out to Marissa.
Marissa.
Yo, Marissa, shout out to you. Where can they buy that shit somewhere?
Yeah, I think it's on Redbubble. I don't know. I'll put a link.
More links. But
More
yeah.
links.
Also, thank you for everyone who's been supporting us. We love you guys. Like honestly, this has gone pretty freaking well.
Yeah.
And we've having a lot of fun doing it. I think it's like we're having fun and people are enjoying what we're actually doing, which is like wild. Like people like to
Yeah.
listen to us talk
Yeah.
and just sit and watch us for 45 minutes to an hour just talk.
It's kind of weird.
It's kind of
honestly.
weird, but we love it. But this is Abraham Doki, the first, signing off. Peace and love, love and peace and serenity.
Bye.
Yeah, he needs to go to sleep.
Jesus Christ.